going to show them on here.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Lettering with Ladyfingers Letterpress. I am your host, Arlie. Just kidding. I am just the opening act. Psych. Hey, guys. It is Arlie and Morgan and Roland, he literally cannot believe his eyes. He just can't believe his eyes.
Honey, it's okay.
You want to take him?
Yeah.
God bless you, kid. Don't understand technology. One day it'll be all you know. So we are back home. We had a little journey out to the studio today where we did some printing. Morgan was printing some not custom wedding invitations, not those yet, custom stationery for people who have placed those orders online. So she was printing some of those. We were getting some other things together. We were shipping some orders. So thank you to those of you who have placed orders on our online shop.
We're working on adding a couple more things to the online shop. We've been selling like the same 20 cards basically in the online shop, and so we're gonna make some discount packages of like 4 of the top selling cards. One for the upcoming.
Wait, hold on a second. Jacques here. Hey, Jacques, what's up? Oh man, that's our buddy offset printer from Rhode Island. We miss you, Jacques.
So we're gonna put together some packs and we're gonna discount those. But we thought we would show you what is on the orders right now. I don't have 2 hands.
Hold on, we can do this. We can figure this out.
Okay.
We're resourceful.
Flip the phone.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, we can do that too. How do I do that? Here we go.
Okay,
right.
Big seller right now. I think everyone feels it.
Yeah. I'll hold the stack.
This one, right?
Oh, Friday Night Lights. We should
Yeah.
watch that while we're...
Now's the time, maybe.
Yeah. Riggins. Oh, yeah. There's a lot of people I miss right now.
Okay, this is going to be for the Mother's Day, Father's Day graduation pack. This card, excellent, right?
I actually, for those of you who don't know my story, I had a dream about this card. I had a dream that my brother-in-law won the Paperclip of the Year award from GQ magazine because he held it all together. And I woke up, I was like, oh my God, I need to make that into a card. So I don't think GQ magazine is giving that away, but we are. This is also a best-selling Mother's Day card.
Yeah.
For that holiday that's coming up. This one's a good one. Okay.
This has been in every order. It's really so good.
Good thank you cards. People are really being grateful for things right now.
This one's been very popular.
Yeah.
I especially love the tiny hair on the deer.
It sort of makes the illustration, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Graduation card that doesn't say graduation, you know?
More thank you.
Sorry, Roland. Hold on, honey.
Do you want to go get the
He just needs to eat.
sling? Okay. Yeah, I think just people are really appreciating their relationships with people. Oh, honey. Okay. He's eating. He's doing better. This is one of my favorite cards. This one we made after we had this experience with one of our new friends. We were teaching a class in Iceland, and we were out to dinner. We had 2 pregnant women with us. Morgan was pregnant, and our friend Birna was pregnant. And they took us to this new restaurant, which was really good. But they didn't have things together, and it ended up taking a really long time to get any service. And they
2 hours.
Okay,
2 hours.
It was 2 hours with pregnant ladies. And we really thought by the time the server came and the manager came that our friend Olaf would have totally tore him a new one. But instead, she says to the people, she goes, you know, I know you guys are new. I know you're a new restaurant. I know you're figuring things out. This is unacceptable. But you know what? I know that you can do better. I know that you're capable of being a better restaurant. And I believe in you. And I'm going to come back next time. And I'm going to have a better experience. And I'm going to give you guys another shot. And it was a totally whole different way of handling a really potentially crappy situation, right? Instead of just being like, this is unbelievable. I'm going to leave a bad Yelp review. It was like, I believe in you. I know you can do better. And it's kind of this card that we always think of our good friends when we see, and I think it's a good card that everyone can be reminded of these days, to also just be kind to each other too. So those cards we're going to be organizing into little like card packs, so you can buy, is it like a pack of 4 cards?
It's going to be a pack of 4 cards. It's going to be $20.
$20 for 4 cards.
It's going to have free shipping.
Free shipping.
And you can add on if you'd like. If you're at home and you don't have postage stamps, you can add to your order some postage stamps, so you don't have to go out. And we're like, unleashing our favorite like nerdy stamps, all different ones we've had over the years. So
can you do a filter? This is my Arlie
share
filter.
Those.
Morgan's feeding the baby, so I can't show her on the camera.
Okay.
But look at these stamps. Oh yeah.
So that'll be coming later today,
Trying not to touch my face.
Depending on how the kids' nap time goes.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a catastrophe.
And we were at the studio mailing out some samples of wedding invitations.
Wedding invitation samples. And so today we are going to be doing our hand lettering class. We are on the letter I, which means we've been doing this for like a really long time. But we brought some wedding samples home because we are going to be working with these folks who are getting married in Tucson, which is super beautiful, special place, part of the world. And whenever we work with people, we want to send some samples home. So we thought, okay, today we're going to be doing the letter I. It's a little bit of a basic, simple letter. It's such a basic letter. But we thought maybe we could also fill this time with some other goodies for you guys, since...
Visually. Yeah,
visual goodies, because we all deserve visual goodies. Where did you put those, hon?
They're on the table right in front of you.
Oh, gosh. Brr. Okay, so I just wanted to show you guys like a little bit of the process when working with Ladyfingers. So, we've already talked to these folks, gotten a flavor about what they're looking for, and kind of a vibe. And they're looking for something really different, really special. One of the things that one of the people said when I was talking to her was, we just keep looking online and everything just kind of looks the same. And that's kind of why we started our business, was because we made things that didn't look like what other people were doing. So, for example, we have this is a wedding invitation for a wedding that happened in Santa Fe. So not exactly Tucson, but
desert vibe.
Desert, cool, like crazy cool, awesome desert vibe. So you open it up and you see your RSVP card, which is printed on that double thick 220 paper. It's kind of edge painted. It's like neon pink, for those of you who can tell. You can choose your food there. It's also kind of this like Mad Lib style. So you add, I know it's backwards right now, but it's like verbs, names, other fun things. This is the envelope for the RSVP card. This is a laser cut flamenco dancer printed in neon 805 ink. And this is just basically like an info card. I guess you can flip this over.
It's from the rehearsal dinner.
Oh, that's the rehearsal dinner? Okay, hold on. I think it looks a lot better when it's right side up and you can kind of see how that text kind of fills the space. It's letterpress, so it's a little raised. I don't know if you guys can see that a little bit. And then it was laser cut. So that was a really cool piece. This was another edge painted info card. And then what we have here is their invitation was actually printed on a poster. So this is the state of New Mexico with some decorative florals and their wedding invitation. Jesse and Alex, these guys were one of the sweetest people we've ever worked with.
Now they have 3 beautiful children.
Yeah, we love staying in touch with our clients and just following their journey after they get married.
Show this because it's a full color offset printed. This is the chandelier in the room that they got married in.
Sorry. Sometimes I feel like I should be on Pee-wee's Playhouse, but then I remember and I'm not. So yeah, so that's like an invitation suite. This is a set of personal stationery that we made. That was,
Do you want me to hold the phone?
oh, that would be great. Thank you. Sorry, everybody.
Okay, there we go.
So the personal stationery we made. This is like a watercolor, full color watercolor print, and then this is foil
High gloss
stamped.
white foil.
With some corresponding envelope liners. What do we have? Oh, this is just some really nice personal thank you cards. Also foil stamped. Some nice edge painted, different colors on the front and the back. Nice thick paper. This is so every year we do these holiday cards for this family who just moved from Colorado. Now they're in Nashville. But their son is super awesome, and every year they just want to send a little bit of a update on what he's been doing all year. And as you can tell, he's been doing a lot of fishing. Here, can you see that? Is that a little bit better? So we foil stamped these little bobs, and we laser cut these little hooks and attached them to these little fish.
That's an actual fishing lure.
Yeah, that we took all of the hooks out of so we could mail them. And then there's a picture of the kiddo on the back. So this was a holiday card that we made for a family one year. That was awesome. These guys, we loved working with these guys. And of course you have a little corresponding envelope liner. This is a suite that we did for a couple that did get married in Tucson. And ended up being, again, some of the sweetest people we've ever met. They've stayed in touch.
Hey, Emily.
Yeah, these guys, Emily and Mike, they send us holiday cards every year. It's just like, oh, gosh, it just warms my heart. So we have our RSVP card that's printed on nice thick paper. We have a brunch card here. We have a little info.
Do you want to talk about the type on that at all? Because that's an I on the front of the info. Today's letter is I.
Today's letter of the day is I. This is a serif letter form. This is a serif.
That is a funky N.
It is a funky N. I usually do an N like that when I'm trying to do like something a little bit more condensed, or if I want it kind of be in like more of like an Art Nouveau style. And you'll see that I did this after I had designed the wedding invitation, and this was a little map that came in with the little info card. But you'll see with the invite, the names, I wanted to keep those crossbars kind of higher, so you see like the M's and the N's, they're a little bit higher up on the names, but you'll notice like on the H and the A and the E's, those crossbars are just a little bit more.
I think you need to hold the phone.
I'm sorry.
Thank you.
Those crossbars are just a little bit more standard, sort of middle of the road. So whenever whenever we talk about those crossbars and their location, you can really feel free to mix them up. Those the R, the E, the G has very sort of standard X heights for those crossbars. But like the M's and the N's, those are all very raised, and I think that gives it a really kind of unique sort of a look. And this is a rainbow roll, so we went from like a red to a yellow. And those guys are just really sweet. They were botanists, so this was one of their favorite plants. So anyway, those are kind of some of the things that we do on our wedding invitation side. We had taken a break from doing custom weddings for a little bit because we had opened up our retail storefront and our wholesale business was really taking off. But and we had some kids, and it was a little bit hard to maintain the kind of relationships that we wanted to with our customers when we were juggling tiny humans. But now those humans are they're still tiny, but they're not as tiny, and it's enabled us to have the time to kind of jump back into custom wedding stuff. So if you or someone you love is getting married, you want something really kind of cool and awesome, we have a lot of information about working with us on custom invitations. It doesn't have to be weddings. It can be birthdays. It can be wedding postponement announcements. It can be other things that people are celebrating, graduations, babies, moving announcements, things like that. So yeah, holler at us. We would love to work with you. Some other things before we get started on our beautiful letter I's today. You can find not all of them. We have most of our previous classes available on our YouTube channel. I don't say all because yesterday I was posting our letter H. Okay, so usually what I do is after the story is done, I save it and then I upload it to our YouTube channel. Yesterday, for some reason, it didn't save on my phone. So I did what I had done before, my plan B, where I record my screen while I play the story, and then I save that. However, yesterday when I was recording my screen, one of my friends who's really not having a good time homeschooling her kids just sent me a message that just, I think, explained very clearly her frustrations right now. Let's just say, if we didn't appreciate teachers before, good Lord, we really appreciate them now, right? They hang out with your kids all day, and a lot of us are not really cut out for that. Anyway, so I didn't upload it because my friend used all these expletives about homeschooling. So I'm going to work on recording that again. Maybe in the middle of the night, maybe if I turn my alerts off or something. So I'll work on uploading the H, but everything else before H is uploaded on our YouTube channel. You can find that link in our bio. And also we have some free line guides for you guys if you want to download these at home and print them. They are yours free on our website. So we have the script ones that have the lines. We have annotated, which tells you where the baselines are and things like that. Or we just have straight up blank ones that make it easy to use. If you are joining us at home and you don't have line guides, you can just use paper. It doesn't matter. Drawing is really easy and free, and well, as long as you have paper and a pencil. I guess it's a very low cost form of art. If you want more, we have our hand lettering kits with our booklets that have our class in a book. If you just want the book and you don't need the kit, and the kit includes other pens and stuff, the booklet is just available on our website for a download, so you can get it immediately. Another free download, and then I'm done showing you things.
Stuff.
Yeah, seriously. We have a free download if you are feeling like a little frustrated these days, which we all, I think, are.
Frustrated and also, I think, scared.
Frustrated, scared, anxious, there's a lot of words that people are feeling right now. This says, "We will always figure it out." I made this as a personal gift for Morgan, but now it is my personal gift to you for free. You can download it. You can make it your desktop wallpaper.
Into like the home shopping network.
Yes.
Free personal
Yes.
gift to you.
And if you buy in the next 15 minutes, you will get this
Second one free.
Yes, second free download for free.
We should make a commercial like that.
That is really funny. Morgan loves a small little tidbit of information. Morgan loves the Home Shopping Network. It's really weird. I don't get it. She loves it. It's like calming. She puts it on in the background, just listens to people being like, "And if you buy in the next 15 minutes." Don't understand it. But you know what? That's marriage for you. You just say, "That's really weird," and you move on. I'm sure she could say a lot of weird things about me.
I'll think about it for tomorrow.
Yeah, she's going to get me back. I know it. Alrighty, so what we're going to do here today, I'm going to try not to touch my face. I've washed my hands. I hope you guys have too. I am going to be using my iPad Pro, and I have here my iMac. And if you have the latest software on the iMac, or a laptop or whatever, Catalina, you can sync your iPad Pro with your computer, which will allow you to use Photoshop. Or if you don't have a computer and you don't want to do that, you just want to draw on an iPad, you can use Procreate or like Adobe Sketch or whatever, and that makes it really easy. Or just use paper and pencil. We have so many awesome people joining us today. I'm super psyched. This is great. So we are going to get started on the letter I. H was yesterday. We're going to do serif, sans serif, script, uppercase, and lowercase. I know, Roland. It's a lot. You guys want to see what my view looks like right now? There's a baby. He's my sole student in class. He's like, where I brought my pencil. And luckily Morgan has got him hooked up. Okay. So we're going to... Oh, wait a minute. Can you...
Yeah.
Well, you know what? I'm going to wait until she's done strapping the baby and ask for her help because she has her hands full right now.
Okay, ready.
All right.
You ready?
Yes, thank you. She's gonna
Hi, everybody.
angle this at the TV, computer, whatever you want to call it.
This thing.
This thingy.
Okay. If you can zoom in, let's see how that is.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, Rolly. All right.
Think you're good to go?
Yep. Morgan is gonna jump around and bounce with the baby, and I'm gonna draw for a little bit. So if you have any questions, let's just wait until Morgan gets back, and then she can look at the phone because I can't see it right now. But a couple of quick little things here. We are going to be drawing our mono weight sans serif. Oops. What is that? R? Sans serif style first, which is, it seems like it would be the easiest one, but it has proven to be a little bit difficult, especially on like lowercase e's. But luckily, today is the letter I, and you guys got like the easiest letter to do today. So basically, a monoweight, capital letter I, starts from the cap line, down to the baseline, and back up. You're drawing that basic rectangular shape. Monoweight, meaning the weight of the stroke is equal. So basically you want to try to have this weight, this width be the same width as this down here. You want to try the joys of working on an iPad at home. Okay, so yeah, we have a monoweight capital I here. It's that is it. We can draw a monoweight.
What about the top and the bottom?
What do you mean the top and the bottom?
Eyes have tops and bottoms.
Some eyes do.
You're not going to do that?
We can draw, yeah, I mean, we can draw the serif of an eye like this by drawing a little serif at the top and a little serif at the bottom. Monoweight in the regard that this weight is equal to this weight is equal to this weight.
Mono meaning one.
Mono,
thickness.
one weight, one love. So this would be a capital, well, all right, so when Morgan was like, what about the things on the top and the things on the bottom? And then I gave her this really funny look because this is a sans serif letter form. And these are called serifs. So that's why I was like, well, if we're drawing a sans serif letter form, we don't often draw the serifs on the eye. However, there are some sans serif typefaces that do have these parts of the capital I, just because it does help to decipher them against a lowercase l. However, the lowercase l's will not go to the cap line, and you can always tell the difference between a monoweight sans serif I and a lowercase l, because it will go up here to the ascent line, because a lowercase l has an ascender.
Might be good to zoom into one.
Okay.
There you go. Better.
Great. So, newsflash, people, your lowercase letters are taller than your uppercase letters. So if your lowercase letter has an ascender, like an L or a D or a B or a K, that will go all the way to the ascender line. There is a exit on the highway in Denver, and the name of it is Illif, L-A-L-L-I-F. F? I don't know if there's two F's or one F, but it's in this Clearview highway typeface, and it's really hard to read for me because their ascent line is very, very close to their cap line, but what they've done is the typeface looks something like this. So I'm just going to kind of, whoa, what happened there? Sorry, folks, hold on. Getting used to this over here. So what they've done is it's spelled like, it looks like this. So their capital I does not have any serifs on it. And then their L's have like a little notch So it kind of looks like this. So when you're driving at 70, 75 miles an hour, because Colorado people drive like crazy people, it's this crazy word that you're just like, are you seriously going to put that on a sign and expect people to read that going really fast? Everything is really... I don't know if I'm the only one that thinks it's insane.
Anybody from Denver?
Anybody in Denver see this sign and just laugh to themselves? I think it has to be 2 Fs. It's just, all right, maybe I am the only crazy person. I feel like it's just a totally insane word. I'm sure it's named after somebody really important, but sorry if I'm making fun of your family. I'm just confused, okay? So, this place exists in Denver. If you ever see it, take a picture, send it to me. It'll make my day. All right, so getting back to our mono-weight sans serif, I kind of gave you guys a little bit of a cheat peek here into a lowercase sans serif mono-weight I. I'm going to move this guy up a little bit. Uh-oh. We're going to get in here. So our lowercase I, we're going to draw again our mono-weight stem here. And I'm going to try to aim for this to be the same width as this, the same width as this, the same width as this. I'm going to fatten that up a little, just a hair. And then I'm going to draw the dot of the I. Also, if you have our book at home, you will...
Jeremy says hi.
Jeremy Mickle?
Yeah.
Oh, geez. Now this is it. I was worried.
He chimed in on letter I. Did.
Oh, no. Of course. Jeremy. Oh, gosh.
Maybe he saw your clear view.
Jeremy Mickle is... I'm really nervous now, guys. Jeremy is...
Check out his type founder.
Jeremy Mickle. Mickle type. He's my type hero. He is my type mentor. He is everyone I aspire to be in the world of typography. And now he's watching my class, and I can't hear what he's saying, so it makes me really nervous because I'm one of those people that needs feedback from people to know if it's okay.
He's making crying eye faces.
Oh, he's crying. Oh God, I'm making him cry.
No, not like crying, funny laughing.
Oh.
Crying eye faces.
Oh, hi Jeremy. I love you. I miss you, and I hope that this lesson just doesn't make you crazy. Okay, so we're gonna attack the dot of the I, and what I was mentioning before is if you have our little booklet at home, there is a surprise for you on page number. I don't have them numbered. Never mind. 2, 3, something like that, where it talks about the top or the dot of the I, and it's sometimes called the dot or the I, but I like to call it the tittle because when else can you use that word in front of your mother-in-law? So we're going to draw the tittle of the I, which goes to the top of the cap line. And I drew this one a little bit fat here. You want to sort of stay within the constrictions of the width of your the width of your stem here. So let me try drawing that again. We're going to do our little lowercase I. We're going to try to make that consistent.
Francis is up.
Uh-oh, okay. Our second baby's awake upstairs. And try to make that like a nice little round circle, as round as you can, up to the cap line there. Again, we're doing sans serif mono-weight eyes, so that means we're not doing any serifs. So it's pretty straightforward. You have a circle here, you have a basically a rectangle here. If you really want to get into the shape of these tittles, it's not exactly a complete circle. Some typefaces, if you look at them really closely, are very geometric, but many of them will have been edited so that they just have a little bit more of a sort of humanist feel to them. So yeah, if you look at like periods and tittles really closely, you'll notice that some of them are just not perfect circles. Some of them are. Some of them are close. We are going to move over to a sans serif style that has some more contrast, but it's going to be pretty similar to these styles that we've already drawn here today. As long as it doesn't have a serif, you are in good shape. And many sans serif lettering styles, you know, you don't have any other, if you don't count the tittle, you don't really have any other shapes that are being combined with the letter I to create a more dynamic shape, like the lowercase f, for example. So there's not a lot of opportunities for contrast. For something like the lowercase f, you could really pinch that shoulder up here and make that a little bit thinner, or you have the crossbar here, which you could do it a little bit of a lower contrast. But your eye, you're kind of just like, all right, I just have this big old, rectangle to work with. But in ways that you can add some contrast to a sans serif eye, you could add a little bit of a flange almost. So you have your basic capital letter here, I. Something you could do in like a style that's kind of like Optima. Optima has a little bit of it's like this, like a slight, just like flange here. It's not quite a serif. It's just like this little like pinchy feeling. It's a little pinchy feeling. Oh gosh, Jeremy's watching me. He's laughing. I know it. He's like, pinchy feeling is not a typographic term, Arlie. It's not official. But this would be a lettering style that would have a little bit more contrast. And contrast is like something that has like different thicknesses. So your thickness is a little bit different here, and here's a little bit of a thinner width. So if you were to draw a lowercase I in that same style, again, you would sort of give yourself a little bit of a flangey shape here. And again, draw your tittle up to the cap line. And something like that. Yeah, so eyes. That is that for sans serif eyes. We are going to run over to a serif eye, which at least has a little bit more contrast, a little bit more interest. But again, we're going to start with our shape, our base shape, our spine, which is a rectangle. And actually, when I draw my Roman or serif eyes, I usually draw it with the serif as part of the original shape, but I was a little distracted, so I'm going to draw it again. All right, so I'm going to redraw this. I'm going to come down. I'm going to give myself that little bracket there, come up, give myself that serif. Again, come back down. So I have drawn that outer shape of my eye. And then I'm going to kind of come and fill this in. And I'm going to use this opportunity to sort of like, really smooth out any lines that look really kind of wonky to me. But I'm pretty happy with that capital I. You really want to try to make these serifs. Oh, did that kind of come out as far? Or did I just draw that wobbly? I want these to be pretty equal in their distance from the stem. And they did look equal to me until I started drawing little dots there. When you are drawing a serif, you can draw different kinds of serifs. You can draw a hairline serif, which would be something very thin, almost like the Vogue masthead, something very, very hairline, a very modern serif. There's typefaces like Dido or Bodoni that have hairline serifs. It's a very elegant, very, you see a lot of those styles used in fashion magazines. You can use a slab serif. So that is a big old chunky slab, kind of like that initial eye that we drew up above. We're going to draw big chunky slabs, kind of like a wood type. And with this, with slab serifs, you can add a little bit of a bracket there. You can, give it a little bit of an easement. And when you get into slab serifs, that kind of opens the door to other decorative kind of serifs. You can do uppercase I's that have, if you wanted to do more of like a very funny, sort of like wonky, circus-y kind of style, kind of looks like a dog bone or something. But, serifs are a really kind of fun way to add some, originality, uniqueness to your lettering style. You can use it to just give your letter just a different tone, different voice, so that when you read a word that is set in a lettering style like this, where'd it go? It's going to read a lot different than if your lettering style is set in drawn in something like that. Something like this is going to have a little bit more like, mature, responsible, a sort of a trusted tone to it. And something like this is like, it's like writing a letter to your lawyer in hobo or something. It's just like a little bit, maybe not the right sentiment, but maybe you do like writing your legal documents in hobo. If you do, we actually probably should be friends. But I hope that I've made my point a little bit clear. The way that you draw your letters really influence the way that those letters are heard when they are read. They have such a way to say more than what is actually written with it, if that makes any sense. It's like music almost. You hear a sad song and you don't really think like, oh, this sad song is set in a minor key, that's why it's sad. It's the same thing. You don't think about a sad poem or something. You're like, oh, this poem is sad. Just because of the words. It's also it's set in like a more solemn typeface. That adds to the sound of the word. So really think about what that letter and what that word looks like on a paper, and does that really sync with the feeling that you're trying to relay. All right, so let's do some serif lowercase i's. So we can do, I tend to make my lowercase i's almost like little number ones for some reason. It's just part of what, part of my habits is drawing letters. I also draw my ascenders kind of with a little bit of a slope there like that for some reason. I'm going to draw my tittle here. You can draw a lowercase I with a serif that kind of just goes off to the left like that. It's a little bit more straight. That is fine. We can draw little slab serif I's. But again, you want to make sure that these are legible. You don't want it to be too wonky and too crazy that your word is distracting and that you're not able to read what it says because it's straying too far from the rules of typographic origins. Hand lettering is super fun. It's a way to get your, to be a little bit more expressive with what you're writing, but the whole point is so that people can read it and understand it. So legibility is key. Oop. All right, we are going to move on to a script I, and I'm going to switch on my layer that has my script lines here. Oh, hi, Morgan's back with both babies in her arms. Now, when you're drawing serif or sans serif letter forms, your axis is very straight. You have a very up and down axis. If you want to think of it making your serifs and tapering out those serifs, that your axis doesn't really go sort of beyond. Sorry, my axis is in the center. Sorry, Morgan sat down and I got distracted. But when you are drawing your capital script I's, you're going to be following this angle, and you're really going to be trying to make that angle as consistent as possible. So if you want to get started and just start drawing some of your basic sort of S shape stems here, the spine of our capital I, you know, if you just want to get your hand in the script motion, draw a bunch of these one after the other. They're gonna vary. They're gonna look a little bit different, but this is practice, and this is what this is for. Mine are obviously not great right here.
You have a question?
Yes, Morgan's back.
Do you ever use a different angle with your script?
Yes. It depends. I find that this one, and I don't know if this is like, I didn't like measure this. This is not like, this isn't exactly a 30-degree angle or anything. It was just, I actually, the way that I created this angle was I took a piece of script lettering that I had made and I laid it over and I said, okay, this is the angle that I use most often. Yeah. So this is something that I created based on my style. But you know, if you really want, I feel like doing things with a more severe angle often look a little bit more elegant. You can really push that angle to be a little bit further, but again, you want to maintain that legibility. If it's becoming really difficult for you to maintain that angle, or if it's like difficult to maintain so that you start off kind of going at this angle and then by the end you're sort of at this angle, I would just say stay at an angle that feels comfortable to you, but make sure that is always legible as well. Okay, so Morgan's back. She had to grab a chair. I'm going to draw another uppercase I here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with the sort of flourish because it comes down. And I like the way that it adds to the sort of freeness, the flow of that letter form. Usually you will not have too many uppercase script letters in one word. You're not going to write a whole word in capital script letters. So I always like to use this left hand area of my letters to really pull out this terminal or as like a ornament or flourish or decoration. So you can do something like this.
Just a little casual.
Yeah, well, I didn't really do such a great job here at the top. I'm trying to I want to make this a little bit more of a, there we go, more of a point. That's a little bit better.
Do you think maybe if we get to the letter Z and we're still indoors, flattening the curve, you might do some like flourish swoop and punctuation?
Yeah, I was actually just thinking today that I'd like to do some more, like just like a whole day of flourishes and just like practice those flourishes. That kind of looks like a J to me. I don't really like that one. Don't do that. But what I would like for you to do, though, is if you can fill one of these lines with one letter, just really try drawing one letter over and over. That's going to give you a lot of practice. It's going to get your hand in preparation for making that shape. And you're going to do things like what I just did, where you're like, do something like this, and you look at it and you're like, no, that looks like a J. That doesn't make any sense. And so the more you practice, the more you're sort of making your own decisions about these lettering styles and finding what works for you, what seems legible to you, what seems natural to you, what feels good, what looks good, and how you envision that being implemented into your own work. My background shifted here a little bit. There are different ways to draw a capital I. I happen to just kind of focus on this one. It's easy and it works for me in my work. Although if you were doing a capital I, what is that? No, it's I think that is a capital I, but I don't often find myself using this letter in my work. It just looks like a big L or a D to me. So I think this style is a little bit more legible to me rather than deriving it more from a cursive origin.
Mary says she cannot find the letter C on YouTube. Mary, check out the link in our profile. Try to get to it that way. There's a list of links on there, and I just checked it, and it's showing up for me. Let me know if it's not showing up for you.
Oh, she just barfed.
Oh, Francis.
There is a playlist. If you get to our account on YouTube, there's a playlist called Lettering with Ladyfingers Quarantine Class. So you should be able to find it through there if you can't find it anywhere else. All right, we're going to get down to our lowercase I. We're going to start as if it were sort of in the middle of a word. You know, if there was let's say there was an E coming before it or something. So you sort of give yourself this running start. And notice how I gave myself this little plateau at the top. I gave myself a little bit of space because in my mind I want to give myself that width of a stroke. And I'm not drawing it yet, but I want to prepare for it because what I'm going to do is I'm going to come down and I'm going to fill in that stroke there. I'm going to give my tittle up here and I'm going to fill that in.
Do you have a burp? I'm sorry.
Now, when you are filling in this contrast here, remember our angle is a little bit slanted, and you don't want this contrast to really exceed the boundary of this axis. Think of it as a ribbon, and when you turn your ribbon does not turn like that. Your ribbon will always be pinched at one point. So really just think of that tapering. Yes, Gio. Thank you for using such nice language. You want to say hi to the class? Yeah, we can say hi to the class. We are almost done here. Do you want to say hi to Jeremy? Okay, Lacey says, I is always so hard for me. Cursive is too cursive-y. A line is too boring. I love these ideas and options. Oh, good. It's funny how sometimes the most basic letter forms can be the most challenging, or, you know, I think oh, wait, hold on. We have a special guest here. He says, where's my food? Where's my pencil? He's actually our star student.
He's Meatball.
He's Meatball, and he's here for class. He's ready to learn.
He's ready.
He says, this is boring. The letter I is boring. He didn't want to do that anymore.
He says, this is my class.
This is So, yeah, the letter I, it has very few nuances to explore, but there is more to lettering than the letter I. It allows you to really, focus on the other letters to really shine. Now my 3-year-old is throwing golf balls across the floor, so it might be time to sign off and say thank you.
Can you hold Frankie for me?
Yeah, hold on one second, everybody.
We
will be here.
Hi,
She needs a new outfit.
Oh, yes, she does. Hi, sweet.
Now she's on fire.
Ooh.
That woman is on fire.
It's a
Yes.
golf ball fire.
All right, this is Frank's.
It's kind of like a dumpster
Thanks.
fire.
Says hi. She's one of our twins. If you enjoyed this class today, thank you for tuning in with us. We appreciate it. We hope to see you again tomorrow at 2 o'clock Mountain Standard Time. Gio, can you not do that on my keyboard, please? If you enjoyed the class and you continue to enjoy the classes, we have a Venmo set up if you'd like to make a donation. My name is Arley Rose, ARLEY ROSE. Again, no pressure. This is a free workshop. It's meant to be offered for free, and And now our office is full of golf balls. So thank you, everybody. We will see you again tomorrow. Stay in touch. And
Excuse me, bye.
yes, Gio. So we're gonna go. Okay.
Going.
Bye, everybody.
Where's Frankie going?
Where's Frankie going?
Yeah.